ninth one is, what all of us are familiar with. But when I talk to the SME business owners, when I talk to senior executives, very few of us are actually following this. So key performance indicators. These are the vital signs of the health of your business, right? And the general two questions that I ask is, and business owners should actually know, is their revenue and profits, right? And you'll be surprised, many times they do not know what is their profit is. They need to wait for their CA to calculate everything, once the financial year is over, and once the filing is supposed to be done, then they get to know that what are the numbers. Very, very surprising. Right now, these could be financial, the key performance indicators. These could be non-financial. In financial, of course, revenue, profits, cash flow, right? So I would assume by and large, the business owner would know what are the revenue and profits, right? Cash flow is something that we ensure that when we are working with business owners, we get them into this habit of getting cash flow statements at a regular interval, right? So they know the health of their business before, it is too late, before it is end of the year, right? Non-financial measures of the activity or the key drivers, the strategies or the values of the business. Your customer service measures, these are non-financial measures, right? So let's take an example. Sales department. So in a sales department, what is a typical key result area that a salesperson might have? Let's say you've taken on board a new salesperson. So you tell the person that, your key result area would be to grow new business, right? Let's say that is the key result area. So what is a KPI? The KPI would be that you need to get new business equivalent to 1 crore this year, right? So that is a key performance indicator. Against that, you can measure where the person is. Has he done more? How much he has done? Whether he has done 80 lakhs, he has done more than 1 CR, what exactly is he done? So you are able to actually assess the performance and see where we are going. It can be done starting at a company level. So at a company level, then we look at a department level, then we look at an employee level. Also, it's important to look at lead versus lag indicators. I'll spend 30 seconds on this. So when you look at, for example, revenue or profits, at the end of the year, that is something what we call a lag indicator. Once it has happened, you would come to know, sales 10 crores, profit 50 lakhs, for example. But what is it that goes into these numbers is what will, if you are able to measure that, the input which goes to creating a revenue or a profit, that will be a lead indicator. So I'll share a few examples and which will make this point clear to you. So these are predictive indicators. So for example, let's say if we have 100 leads coming in, new leads into the business through marketing, and my conversion rate is 10%. Right? So out of 100, if I convert 10% means 10 customers. Correct? So if I am measuring how many leads are coming into the business and I'm measuring my conversion percentage, how is it going? Then these are lead indicators. So if I know 10% as on date, I would know that I'll have 10 customers for sure. So I would not want to wait for the end of the year to get to know this. So when you are looking at KRIs and KPIs, have a good balance between lead and lag indicators. Second is, again, this question comes a lot where the business owners talk about, what about roles or departments who do a lot of repetitive activity like security, right? There, what we can measure is something called key activity indicators. If you're doing an activity, if a security guard or a housekeeping or somebody on the production floor is doing an activity, measure that activity. right? And I always say, start small, take a step, rather than thinking of creating something perfect, 100% flawless, and never actually starting with that. It's of no use. Third important piece around this is, how many are too many, right? So when usually we say, business owner goes back and says, this is a new thing I've learned. So now what let me do is go back, look at the last 10 years, put all 100 activities into the KRA KPIs of the employee. Please do not do that, because like I mentioned earlier, RAS, there is a limited amount of areas on which our brains can focus. So do not have more than 6 measures for each of these roles.